The scorer is Canberra. Please welcome players from Adelaide Storm. Number 6, Elliot King. Number 7, Brian. Number 10, Thomas Edwards. Number 11, Ben Hill. Number 12, Richard Rick. Number 20, Sydney Rudd. And the lead program 16, Sandy Aaron. And the coach, please welcome the Number 3, Lee Dickwell. Number 6, Cameron Stewart. Number 7, Lorenzo Pope. Number 15, Sarah Hassler. Number 17, Kerry Anker. Number 22, Tom Hodges. And the leader from Canberra, the coach Liz.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Bar TV Sports for this live coverage of the Australian Volleyball League. First of two games here between the Canberra Heat and the Adelaide Storm. The men will be playing first, followed by the women's game at 5 p.m. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, it's going to be an interesting game now to see from both teams here, as Canberra's lineup this weekend has been strengthened through the addition of Volleyroo Thomas Hodges.
Well, let's just go through the two teams before we get started. Starting off with the Canberra Heat. Number 3, Nicholas Bourgeot. Number 6, Cameron Steer. Number 7, Lorenzo Pope. Number 15, Travis Passier, who will be captaining. Number 17, Kieran Ackers. And number 22, you heard just before, the Olympian Thomas Hodges. They're coached by Les Young. And the Adelaide Storm, number 6, Elliot King. Number 7, Jahan Emery. Number 10, Thomas Kabelitz. Number 11, Ben Williamson. Number 12, Cooper Peacock. Number 18, Daniel Washop is the captain. Number 20, Stephen Rudd. And they're coached by Murdad Murampur.
So we start off this game with an ace from number 11, Ben Williamson.
It's a really good start for Adelaide.
Can't ask for a better one, really.
Canberra Heat did win the toss and they did elect to receive. Bit of confusion there, but Pope gets it over. That's way too much on that one. And the Heat get the second point.
Yeah, bit of disruption there from the Adelaide Storm. Not happy with the set coming out of Nick Bourgeot's hands. Good high swing there from Adelaide Storm's number 10. From Thomas Kabelitz, just this time going long.
Kieran Ackers to serve.
Good float serve there. Good pass, good play there. Just a little bit too high on the push there from the set.
Ackers goes right this time. And it was a bit awkward for Elliot King, who puts his hand up and apologises to his teammates. He just didn't get the right connection on it. I think he just maybe mistimed it.
Yeah. Great serve though from Kieran Ackers. Nice float, movement through the air there, catching the libero on the shoulder.
Went down the middle the first time, went down the right the second time. Where's he going to go the third time? Good block, but goes out.
This time around, libero Sam doing quite well there, correcting his previous point error. Nice pass up to the set, good push to the outside. Swing high, hard off the block.
Connell comes on for the Heat. It's a good serve.
Cooper Peacock, brilliant dom serve there.
Passier. He was blocked, but too much on the block.
So much power there. Very, very difficult if you don't get a good block form up in front of him to try and send that ball straight down. He's played that high, hard off the hands. Very difficult player to block.
Nicholas Bourgeot on the serve. There's a lot of power behind it. Up by Bourgeot.
Great defense.
Up by Connell. To Passier. It's well defended from Adelaide.
Picked up well by Peacock from Adelaide. Their middle, Jahan Emery trying to put the ball over, but just losing sight of the ball last second, comes down his side of the net. A lot of noise as usual coming from the Canberra Heat bench.
A lot of power by Bourgeot, but straight into the net. And the score early is Heat 5, Storm 3.
Both teams still looking to find a little bit of rhythm.
Emery to serve. Good dip on that. Towards Passier. Hit too hard. And it looks like Lorenzo Pope will serve.
He's had a great serving run these past few weeks, so hopefully he looks to continue it.
There's another good serve.
Changing it up from his usual jump serve though.
It was blocked, but couldn't do anything about that.
Hands just ever so slightly late there, getting up over the net.
Thomas Cabellets to serve. And Connell couldn't get there.
Good serve there, a bit of float there, catching Tom Hodges off the side of his arm, sending the ball out of play. Good hustle there by Canberra Heat to try and recover, just unable to do so.
Cabellets again, and I think he targeted him again, but just skewed it wide.
Yeah, definitely targeting the same sort of person, just unable to hit his target this time around.
Steer. He's got a really long frame.
Good serve there by Steer.
That one came off the antenna.
Adelaide Storm, Elliot King just unable to keep that one from touching the antenna this time around. Did well though, reached up high, managed to get his hands on the ball, but just unable to keep it off the antenna.
Steer again. Floated up and kept up, but I don't know if it was going to hit the roof. That beam wasn't there. It's a little bit unlucky for the Heat, but
didn't quite take enough power off it. Great positioning though, good touch on the ball there.
It's able to knock it straight upwards as well. It's not easy to do. It's up for him, and it was blocked well. Adelaide get a go. We'll have another go. That was very, very cleverly done. Straight into the corner. All Canberra could do was watch that one float.
The Canberra Heat players leaving that one a little bit, thinking it's drifting out, and it just drifts straight back in, right in that back corner.
Elliot King to serve. Float back to Passier, and that's the perfect way to recover. 7-9 in favour of the Heat. Passier to serve.
That was just Travis showing off a bit more of the power, showing you what he can do there. Nice high swing, really sharp, through the block. They're almost impossible to pick up when you're out of position.
By Pope. Bourgeot. And that was in, surely. No.
I'd have to agree with you there from here, and what it looks like on the camera. It looked like that ball landed in, but the linesman stays confident to her decision that the ball was out.
She's a lot closer to it than we are as well, so.
Yeah, of course, she's going to have the best view. She's standing on that line. It's her whole job there, so can't fault her there.
By Pope. Passier. And just found so much space in the middle, and I don't know, that's something that Adelaide will have to work on, because they gave him far too much space in the middle there. He had so much to aim for.
He is very, very good at that. He's fantastic at finding that open space. He sort of disregards the block a bit and just hits wherever he pleases.
Here's the Olympian Hodges. Too much on that serve.
Tom Hodges, one of our current volleyeroos. Very strategical player.
Ben Williamson, some power behind that one. It's kept up well by Bourgeot. Ackhurst, and he just knocked it in front of Uren. Uren had braced himself and just did well to adjust last second to knock the ball in front of him. Ackhurst back serving. Down the middle, floated up.
Just failing to seal up that block there. Steer just sitting a little too far inside Bourgeot. A bit too far outside, leaving a bit too much of a gap between their hands, making it a bit easier for number 10, Thomas Billets, to hit down the middle of them. Good play so far from both teams.
I think there's some confusion there. It looked like the point was initially given to Canberra, which confused everybody. But referee has now cleared it up and given the point the right way. Keep the Peacock to serve. Lots of power behind that. It's kept up well. Doesn't hit the roof either. So that's really, really well done to recover from a tough serve like that by Canberra. Bourgeot to serve.
Great serve there by Canberra Heat. Huge block there by Lorenzo, but unfortunately on this occasion it's come off his arms and gone out. Very, very good block, just this time a little too far, a little too much rotation. He'll look to move his arms, aiming a bit more towards the inside of the court next time round.
Emery serve. Knocked up by Pope. Back to Pope, and you back him every time from that position.
That's a beautiful line shot there. You know, he's come up, he's risen up, he's seen the block. He's sort of a bit broken. He sees he's had that line space, and he's just taken it. A very, very good young player.
Serve floated in. And Connell just couldn't block it. Couldn't keep it up. And Adelaide bring it back to within 1 point. Cabellets to serve. And that's a great block by Adelaide. Did well to block Thomas Hodges there.
Fantastic block there, obviously, by Williamson. He's done well to get up. Tom Hodges has gone to put a lot of power behind that, looking to find the line. But Williamson very quickly putting his arms up in front of him, shutting Hodges down on this occasion. And he backs it up. Fantastic serve there by Kabillitz, again catching Tom Hodges off that mark. Again, just coming off, rebounding, drifting off to the left.
He's been off his game a bit, Hodges. I'm sure he'll get back to it pretty soon.
Of course, new team this year, so first game for the team. He only just had his first trainings this week, so you know he's fresh to the team, fresh sort of getting used to the rotation, how they run things.
And Canberra get a little bit lucky there with that serve. Just, I think he got a bit overconfident on his serve, and we're back to an even game, 14-14. Steer to serve from his left-hand side.
Great serve. Even better pass, though.
Bourgeot got behind it, but couldn't keep it in play.
Fantastic pipe run there from Cooper Peacock.
Adelaide Storm restore their lead, 15-14 here in the first set. Hodges, back to Hodges, and that's more like it.
A very, very sharp hit. You don't get to see too many of those happen. That one was pinned almost inside the three. A fantastic swing from Tom Hodges. There you go. That's more what we're used to of him. Very nice high swing. He's left one-on-one with a block, and with any of the hitters from the Canberra Heat side, you leave them one-on-one, they are very difficult to deal with.
It's out, surely. It is. And the Heat are back in front. 16-15 in the first set. Passier to serve.
Been a fairly clean game so far, so no like big disruptions or big errors. Passier a little bit disappointed with himself, but he's a fantastic player, great mental game as well. He's very quickly to push that out of his head, focus on his next point.
Stephen Rudd to serve. Up by Pope, by Bourgeau. Rogers cleverly done. Adelaide do very well to keep it up.
Hodges did well there, you know, he's changed up the pace. He's seen he doesn't have to smash every single ball. He's sort of changed up his pace, put that down the front of the blocker of the Adelaide Storm, and they're just unable to recover with Peacock hitting it down the front of the net.
Hodges to serve, the Olympian. He's looking to put some power on this one, he does. He's got great dip on it. Stingle's taken off that one with the block. Back to Pope. Did really well, just cleverly knocked it into the side of his arm. Ball goes out to Canberra point, and they lead by 2. 18-16 in the first set. Hodges to serve again. He's going to go for power again. He gets some good dip again. Very net touch there.
Oh, okay, interesting. This time, not the net touch call, but this time we have a call of the reach, basically meaning that their set has gone up to set the ball, and Canberra have interfered, reaching over the net, blocking the ball on Adelaide's side before they've made an attacking motion.
Yeah, just finds his way straight back over. It's a good chance for Adelaide to attack. Up well by Hodges. There's a lot of confusion there in the Canberra camp. They're going to try and reset now. It's a great chance for Adelaide. It's well blocked. Passier. Bourgeois back to Passier. He gets the first clean hit. Point goes Canberra's way, and a bit scrappy on both sides, but Canberra get it done in the end.
The Adelaide Storm not happy with that set again, thinking that Bourgeois should have been called for a double.
Backhurst. Straight down the middle. Block is sliced. Oh, it's excellent by Bourgeois. But that is a point earned. Bourgeois didn't just get there facing the wrong way, knocks it back as well. It's extremely difficult to do.
Great play there by Canberra Heat to scramble, get that one up, and of course, Trev Passier doing what he does best there.
First time out of the game called.
First time out used of the game, which is quite interesting. So Storm's called that one. 3 points down. But since this 3-point deficit hasn't really been too much of a favourite team this game so far. It's been 1 or 2 points either way, max.
Yeah, it's been really, really even. I think that a lot of it's come down to the serving game of Adelaide as well. They've made it really, really difficult for Canberra to return.
Yeah, absolutely. Very aggressive serves, straight down the line, across. They're hitting the targets they want to be hitting. Canberra Heat dealing with it very well though so far.
These balls move all over the place as well. I wonder if Hodges is just used to playing with a different kind. So they're kind of moving in the air a bit and kind of have to adjust last second a lot of the time to get the right connection on it.
Exactly, yeah.
Zachos, that S-shaped motion on the ball.
Fantastic serve.
Adelaide unhappy with the call, but
the good thing is you can see, taking a quick glance at Adelaide, their bench were very unhappy with that, but the players on court seemed fairly accepting of the call.
It looked well in from here.
Yeah.
Zachos is trying to do it again. I think that time they thought better go for it. That was out as well.
But we have a net touch.
Oh, there we go. 22-17 to the Heat. Was it 22?
Yep, 22-17.
22-18.
22-18.
Yes. Up by Pope. Bourgeois back to Pope. He had too much power on that one. And the score is now 22-18.
Fix up there.
So we've got 3 different scores in front of us, and each one showed a different score for us.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up when they're playing at this speed as well, and it's this close. 19-22 is the actual score. Adelaide to serve through Emery. Up by Pope. Bourgeot towards Passier. It's knocked up. It hasn't hit the roof.
Fantastic
Adelaide
defense.
can set this one up.
Oh, free chance. Canberra Heat very dangerous on the free ball attack.
It's a good block. Knocked back. Passier again. That one's going to hit the roof. No!
Oh.
Just misses that bar. Back across. Oh, that is excellent from Pope. He just kind of flicked his wrist and knocked it down over the net.
Player we all know, I often say, is the man gravity forgot. He has a long hang time in that air, and when you try and tip over him, he just waited a little bit longer, swatted that ball straight down.
Oh, that comes off the net. They managed to get there. Adelaide do very, very well. They knock it over. Up by Pope. Up by Bourgeot to Passier. Blockers couldn't do enough on that one. And
Sort of
it is
thing.
set point for Canberra.
Similar sort of thing so far. We can see like the blockers just failing to seal up entirely. And if you leave any form of gap, Trav Passier very, very confident in finding and using it.
Set point for Canberra. They were well in front at this stage. Knocked over.
Oh, great pass here by Hodges.
Good chance for Canberra.
Fantastic play.
And the first set goes Canberra's way. It was really, really close leading up to 20 points, and then they kind of just ran away from it.
Exactly, yeah. Once we hit that 20-point mark, it seemed Canberra regained a bit of confidence in those closing stages. Like we have seen these past few weeks, they often find their confidence a bit later on in the sets. They have had a few slow starts, but this one showed a lot more confidence, a lot more, I guess you could say, grunt when they got going off the start of the game.
Players just switching sides. First set goes the way of the Canberra Heat. 20 minutes played.
Great play by both teams so far. Looking forward to the next set.
Canberra Heat will serve.
Here we go.
Hodges to serve for Canberra. The second set, Canberra leading 1-0.
Tiny bit of a change up from Canberra Heat, starting their other libero this time round.
Yeah, Connell's on from the serve. We've seen him come on a couple of times while Adelaide have been serving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bourgeot, Ackhurst and Pope blocking that middle bit as well. Hodges. It's a good first serve. It's an awkward one, but Adelaide recover well. It is blocked. Back up. Passier has no choice but to knock it over, and a good chance for Adelaide to attack. Back up, Passier, Bourgeot, Pope. Very, very cleverly done, straight into the corner.
Nice use of his height there, making sure to reach up, take control of that ball in the air. He's had to push that down deep line. No one's there to pick it up. Fantastic play there by Lorenzo Pope. High IQ shown.
Hodges. Good power again. Starting to find his rhythm a lot more. That's a very, very good block there. He goes by Ackhurst and...
Great little ceiling block there from Pope and Ackhurst. Ackhurst getting the touch on those, shutting it down.
Third serve in a row for Hodges. And generating a lot of power on these. Does so again. He gets great dip. It's up. Blocked really well. 3 points in a row for the Heat.
Huge block there from Nicolas Bourgeot. Fantastic job showing how to correctly do that block form. Up nice and high, making sure to reach over, penetrate onto their side of the net. Good form shown, and he gets the reward for it.
Another great serve. Cleverly done by Pope. Looks back. That's out, is it? No. Did well to get it straight into the corner there from Adelaide. And to break up that serving with them as well, because otherwise they probably would have had to use one of their timeouts to do so.
You see that high IQ shown there by the Canberra Heat setter as well, like Norg, very quick to have a quick chat with his teammate. You see him on that point before, catches Kieran Acker slightly out of position as he comes to retake the middle due to the speed of the game. Nick Bourgeot has just told him basically stay in that spot. Nick's taken his spot and taken over his position for that one little point.
It's gone back and forth with the serves as well. Ackhurst just floats out. Williamson for Adelaide just before knocking it straight into the net. Some Cooper Peacock will have a go. It's too far. That's 3 serves in a row that weren't great.
Little bit of a rough contact on that one. He's had a nice little toss, but he's just come off the side of his hand. Not ideally where he wanted to hit it, but it's all good. He can reset himself for this point coming up.
That's Bourgeot. That's out as well. It's 4 in a row. How long can this go on?
I think there would have been an extra word told to the server stepping back now, just to reiterate the importance of serving in, making sure he just focuses on that.
Emery's go. That's too far.
He's going out too. 5 missed serves in a row.
I kind of want it to go all the way to the end. Here's Pope. Yeah, he goes just flat. Oh, that's really, really well done there from Steer. Fisted that one.
A nice, easy float serve and gets the reward for it. Seems the easy serve's all they needed. A little bit of an overpass there. Steer very quick to fist it back down.
Would be surprised if he goes a bit more power though this time. Dips.
Way to use the hands there. Smart play there from the outside Elliot King. We saw Trav Passier go up to block and he just sticks one arm out there trying to catch him, but just unsuccessful.
It's been serving really, really well. Well, that's out surely.
Cameron Steer just hitting it too long this time around. Good pass, good setup. Catches him a bit low on where he likes to contact the ball usually.
Belts again, up by Connell, up by Bourgeot, and it's smacked down by Steer. Excellent work by the Canberra Heat.
And he immediately jumps back on and rectifies his problem.
Steer will serve as well. Look at the determination on his face. He's just assessing his options as well, it looks like. What he's got planned here. Floated down the middle. Oh, that's very well done by Ackhurst.
Kieran is very well known for that sort of stuff. He's a very difficult player to tip over the top of, and especially when it comes to jousts, he's known for just hanging that little bit longer there and making sure to hold strong so that he doesn't often lose them.
You steer again. Just went in between Passier and Ackhurst. That's excellently done there from Adelaide. Just managed to get between both players.
Literally a tiny gap shown, like barely a ball's width, and he managed to find it. So fantastic job on his part. Peacock doing very well there.
Elliot King to serve. Up by Pope. Joe Hodges smacks it straight into him. It's a bit of a lucky bounce there, so it comes back for Adelaide. Well to knock it back up. It's out, is it? It is. Saw some space in the back left-hand corner, but just couldn't find it. And the Canberra Heat lead 10 points to 6 in the second set. Travis Passier, the captain. Well done by Peacock. Stephen Rudd will be the man to serve for Adelaide. Something happening?
Yeah, they're just most likely, by the look of it, double-checking the rotation, making sure they've got the right server heading back to serve, that sort of stuff. It's the second referee's job to keep an eye on rotation and these sorts of things.
I'm not sure what's happening. To mic up our refs.
So, by the sounds of it, they've found a little bit of an issue with the rotation, so second ref is going to approach the first ref. They're going to discuss, one, what the issue is, and more importantly, what the next course of action is. Sometimes this results in losing the point. We have a whistle here. There you go. See, number 6 is meant to be serving. They are out of rotation. They are lucky at that point, because often what happens is if number 20 was to take the serve,
point would have been lost?
Yeah, they immediately lose the point for being out of rotation. So nice job there by the second ref to catch that before it goes that far.
I think that stoppage kind of just shifted the momentum a little bit as well, because it's going to point went to the Heat. It's going to go back to the Heat serve, and it's going to be Hodges.
They got a nice 4-point buffer here, 11-7.
Lots of power.
There you go, there's a rotation error called. One we don't see too often, especially at this level. Especially coming from the serving side. It is a very, very rare thing to be called. Usually if it's going to be called, it's called against the team playing defense, because often what will happen is someone is not in the right. There's a lot of planes and rules about where you can position yourself on serves. So often it usually comes on the defensive side when either the setter or leaves too early or someone is not quite far enough back. Rarely does it ever come from the serving team though, so definitely an unhappy coach there, unhappy team.
It's interesting as well, because I think they may be asking the question like, hey, you stopped them before they did it, how come you didn't stop us? Passier's not happy.
Same thing, he's literally asking the same thing. He's going, you rotation check them, but now, you know, you won't rotation check us.
Well, has the point been given, or are they just going to redo it? Looks like they're going to retake it with the right server, Passier.
Well, it seems like they just had the wrong server. Yeah, no, exact same thing. They had the wrong server at the time, which is interesting because it seems like this could actually lead to a mistake on the scorer's part, because both teams have now had to be moved back a row.
And I think it might be a mistake, because I swear that it went from Heat to Adelaide.
It did. So what happened is we had a rotation on Adelaide's side. They had their number 20 come back to serve, and basically the ref said, no, I'm number 6. So they had to rotate back one, and they went, okay. And then it's gone to Heat, and Heat has had the exact same issue. So now Tom Hodges went back to serve, and they've gone, no, you're meant to be back a rotation. It seems like maybe our scorers have missed a rotation, which is why they lead to this very large confusion, and why there's such a dispute in terms of why Canberra Heat wasn't informed of their rotational error.
Well, the score's just been updated as well to 11-8. I just saw the
11-8, yep.
Yeah, so the points points gone to the Storm.
South Australia have been given the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's asking why you know, the ref checked the rotation and informed SA and told them, and then didn't tell us. But more importantly, Passier's just asking, essentially, it's going to be along the lines of why they rotated back one, and then when it was Canberra Heat's turn, they also had to rotate back one. It was basically saying both teams were considered to be one ahead, which is very, very rare.
Yeah, I've got no idea what's happening. I reckon they should have just reset it. Just let them take the serve, because
it's very rare.
If you miss one, then, you know, what can you do? If it's on the scorer's part, what can you do?
It's really not common to have, like, both teams be at a rotation at the same time, and usually when that occurs, it is actually on a fault on the scorers. It's very rare that both teams will stuff up their rotation at the same time, especially because they both apparently had the same error. They both needed to be rotated back one, and that's just uncommon. Usually indicates a error on the scorer's table or the second ref's part.
Well, Stephen Rudd to serve now for Adelaide. Game's finally going back underway, and we know that he's definitely the right one, because he was he just confused his own man there.
Great play there from Nick Bourgeot. Nice little tip over the back of his shoulder. And, you know, we had the diving attempt there lovely diving attempt from Cooper Peacock, but unfortunately, due to the setter touching it, he's just caught himself out of position. Tom Hodges now serving.
It was very, very well done from memory.
Great follow-up point from them.
We're not going to need a timeout now. There's plenty of time. A lot of confusion though. Just
good to see that both teams sort of like came out of that mentally okay. They both immediately got back to business, both focusing on the next task.
There's an angled run up there from that one. Flick back towards Passier. A bit of anger behind that one.
Exact same issue. Nick Bourgeot, a very hard setter to read, as are a lot of the setters in this league, and he's given it to Trav Passier, and they've given him one block. And as I've been saying all game long, Trav Passier with one block is a very dangerous player.
Hackhurst. Floats one down. Hooked up. That's very, very cleverly done.
The refs claim that hasn't hit the ground. Players gone on.
And the point goes towards Canberra, and they're not. Adelaide's not happy now.
No. Point's gone to... Oh, okay. Point's gone to Canberra due to the reach call. So essentially...
No, point's gone to Adelaide.
Oh, sorry. Adelaide now. So basically what's happened is Canberra's not happy because essentially off when it's come out of the setter's hands, it looks like it's going over the net. So Lorenzo's gone up and shot it straight down. But essentially the ref's saying he contacted the ball before it has actually come over the net, meaning he's reached again onto their side to touch it.
Well, that's in the corner. It was very, very close to an ace there. I have no idea what's happening. So half the time it's just going, all right. I thought it hit the ground over there as well. And Pete pancaked that one. That's excellently done.
So yeah, I actually thought Kieran Ackhurst had his hand clean up. I thought he'd hit the ground, but I did not think he got his hand under that. So from this point of view, it is hard. But of course, the ref's up there. He's got the best view of it all. So
I guess the point probably went the right way other way. So
exactly, yeah.
It's up by Peacock. He fakes, and that's a great block by Passier, says, not today, mate.
Yeah, just waving his finger there going, no, not on this time, not on my court, no thank you.
It's a 5-point lead for the Heat. This is their joint biggest lead. If they can get this one as well, get that 6-point lead, it'll be the biggest they've led so far in this game. Bourgeot comes off the net and seen some of those crawl over, that one didn't. Just slingshotted back, and Emery will serve for Adelaide. 15-11 the score in favour of the Heat, who won the first set. They currently lead 1-0. 36 minutes played in this game of volleyball. Emery with power, up by Bourgeot. Passier gave him away too much space. Canberra restore that 5-point lead. Pope to serve by Peacock. Blocked well. Comes back for Adelaide. We'll have another go. Point goes Canberra's way.
Timeout called by the Adelaide Storm. 17-11 to the Heat. Getting into a comfortable lead now.
Canberra Heat is up 17-11 in the second set.
Both teams playing well, but it seems Canberra Heat just being a little more consistent on the stronger attacks at the moment. Merrin Paul most likely just going to be telling his team to try and find a way out, find an answer, get a nice pass up, focus on, like, basically take it 1 point at a time, because you can't think too much about the scoreline when you're down by 6. You're just going to be focusing on take everything 1 point at a time.
Adelaide have struggled to get a consistent run of points. They haven't. I think they've only won 2 or 3 in a row the whole game. So let's try and find a bit more consistency. Bourgeot, Passier. That looks like it's. Oh, that's very well kept in. Oh, that's off Passier into the antenna. And that's really, really well recovered from Adelaide. That is just what they need.
Oh, we're seeing a sub here. Lorenzo Pope is coming off. Sam Flowerday stepping onto the court.
What the thinking is behind that one? If he's maybe just copped a knock, or if they're thinking they need something a little bit different in that position.
I think it might just be an idea of giving Sam a run as well as resting Lorenzo as well, because we've got another set, of course, after this. So,
and a 5-point gap here.
Exactly, and another, like, of course, looking back at it, there's another game tomorrow as well. So, if you get the benefit of a bit of a lead, it's sometimes nice to give your starters a bit of a rest.
6-point lead restored for the Canberra Heat.
Kieran Acker stepping back onto the court.
Steer to serve.
You just take a look at Canberra Heat. They've got a very big front line at the moment. Kieran Ackers, Tom Hodges, and Travis Passier.
Oh, it was just smacked straight out. I don't think it was really looking at where he wanted to hit it. I think he just had to hit it hard and hope for the best that time. Didn't work out for him. Steer to serve. 19-12 for the Heat. But there's about to be a change made for Adelaide.
Kabillets coming off, and captain stepping on for the first time, Daniel Warchop.
Warchop takes back right of the court. Steer to serve. Floats it in that direction.
Tom Hodges winning the joust there, but it is recovered by South Australia, and a fantastic swing from the outside.
Steer just tried to knock it up the wrong way. Jack Connell comes on. Score is 19-13 in favour of the Heat. Heat lead by 6 and are 6 points away from taking the second set. Meanwhile, Elliot King to serve for Adelaide.
Great serve there.
Bourgeot. Very, very well done there by Thomas Hodges.
All the wing spikers there, so you have wing spikers, Sam Flowerday, Tom Hodges, Trapacia, Lorenzo Pope, all very dangerous attackers with one block. Very difficult to block any of them. We see Kieran Acker stepping off now. Youngster Isaiah Burns stepping on. Isaiah Burns, another player in the Canberra Heat team with another large vertical jump.
The two youngsters in Flowerday and Burns on the court. This is the poor serve there by Passier, who knows he underhit that one, and there's still a bit of a buffer there. The Heat 5 points away from taking the second set. They currently lead 20-14.
Emery steps on for the libero, but immediately will be subbed off for Lewis Wiley-Smith.
A lot of changes happening in quick succession here in this game. Number 20, Stephen Rudd for the Adelaide Storm. Connell.
Good push.
3 blockers managed to get them all over him, but Adelaide well positioned to return. Gap is reduced to 5 points. Stephen Rudd serve for Adelaide. Couldn't just knock that one up, he knocked it over.
Fantastic swing there by Ben Williamson.
This is a decent run of points here for Adelaide Storm now. Trying to take advantage of a younger Canberra Heat team.
Bringing the deficit back to only 4 though, so still a little bit of a buffer for Canberra Heat.
Just had to get knocked back there, and I think Adelaide were expecting that one to come back over. It didn't happen for him.
We see another sub now, Tom Hodges. Our volleyroo stepping off, Kevin Fang coming on.
Fang will serve as well.
Same sort of thing, just giving Tom Hodges our rest. Olympian Travis Passier is still on the court though. Our volleyroo Tom Hodges has just stepped off though. So we still have a lot of experience on the court, but a nice mix of youngsters to veterans of the team.
Fang's first serve is a good one. That's really, really easy play. Simple, easy, effective play from the Adelaide Storm. Bring the deficit back down to 4 points in the second set.
Great pace on the set there, especially pushing that ball nice and fast.
Williamson looking for power. That's too far out. And the Heat will serve through Isaiah Burns, the youngster. They lead 22-17, 3 points away from taking the second set and leading this game 2-0. Burns gets it over the net. Back. Knocked over the head of Flowerday, and Burns couldn't get there in time. Didn't quite read that one. He comes off for Connell. Cooper Peacock to serve for Adelaide. 22-18 is the score.
We're into the crunch time of the set now. Both teams looking every point matters at this stage now. Only 3 points needed from the Heat to close this second set.
Comes off the net, but it's up by Connell. Bourgeau, Flowerday, beautiful.
Fantastic power shown there by Sam Flowerday. Youngster fitting in well, showing what he can do.
Bourgeau to serve. 23-18 is the score. Good power behind it.
It's picked up well though.
It is blocked. Back by Connell. That's too much on that. 23-19. Deficit back down to 4 points. Storm haven't been able to get it to below 4 points in a while, and they're going to have to this time because
only 2 points needed from the Heat. Adelaide Storm hot on their heels though. Every point matters at this stage in the game. Good pass there from Flowerday. Nice push.
Passier. It's blocked, but they can't block it over the net. And it's set point for the Canberra Heat. And you back him here with Flowerday to serve.
Could see a jump serve here from Sam Flowerday.
With that 5 point buffer now, you'd think that.
Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Great serve.
Up. Connell gets to it, but just too far for Fang to reach. Score is 24-20.
Great touch there. Great diving touch even from Jack Connell. Just unable to scoop it back towards his teammates.
Daniel Waltrop, the captain, to serve. Up by Fang. Back by Bourgeau. Hit by Fang. Get it back.
Canberra Heat will close it. It's been called for a reach, meaning Waltrop has stepped over the line, over that 3 metre line, losing his team the point. And the set has gone to Canberra Heat. They lead this now 2-0. starters return to the court.
We are back for the third and possibly the final set.
Unless Adelaide can find an answer for their current performance. Performing quite well, just not well enough to stop Canberra Heat at this point in time.
They've gone point for point a few times, but when Canberra get on a roll, they get 4, 5, 6 in a row, and Adelaide just haven't seemed to be able to do that at the moment.
And once Canberra gets up that, 4 or 5 points, it's really hard for them to try and chase it back.
Late to serve, and it's a poor first serve as well. It's not what they needed.
Heat will go up.
It's about 49 minutes played in this game. Canberra hoping they'll be able to get it done within the hour. We've got to play again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Backhurst.
Great serve there.
Well, it was a bit confusing. Didn't know what happened there. It's just everyone kind of touched the net, and everyone kind of just stopped and knew it right away.
Setters tried to find the middle there, but again just pushed it a little too high, just over the top of Lewis Wiley-Smith, and of course then the captains tried to regain control and push that ball over the net, but unfortunately is unable to do so.
Backhurst again down the middle. Once again, it's a bit awkward for Adelaide, but they get it over the net. Passier, up for Pope, and it's 3 quick, easy points in a row for the Canberra Heat. And if they get a couple more, then you'd imagine a timeout might be called. Just be the second timeout of the game, actually. They didn't call one in the second set, other team. Just to try and break up the play, because it's the third set, and Canberra well and truly on a roll. Here's Ackhurst. And it's come off the net, and it's the
captain there. He's gone for a nice, powerful line swing, but he's bounced it off the side of the net. Unlucky. He was left line. He was almost too good to be true for him. He might have overthought it just a little. Just crushed that off the tape. We have the second ref heading to the first ref to have a chat.
So the point's actually going to go Adelaide's way from what we can tell on the scoreboard, but nothing official has been called yet by the referee. Ackhurst on one side of the ball waiting to serve, and Cooper Peacock on the other. And the lineswoman coming as well to have a chat.
Just trying to confirm that call, I think. Just a bit of a chat, or maybe just a update on what to watch for if there's something the second ref's noticing. Here we go. So
no, the point has gone the way of Canberra.
So basically what's happened is he's given the point to SA because he thought that the captain has hit it off the block, but as we saw immediately from our point of view, there was no block involved. That was straight off the net, back onto his side. Complete error from SA, no touch involved from Canberra Heat.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird call as well, because it looked pretty clear, but I don't know.
Especially from if you look at the refs where he's standing, he's quite in line with that top of the net, so from that angle, it may have looked like it's come off the block. But, of course, second ref and linesman very quick to help him out and to be like, no, that's the wrong call.
And that break and play might have just broken Acker's ribbon because he just knocked that serve a bit too far. Oh, and
Cooper Peacock trying an off-speed shot there, trying to take a little bit of power off, which can throw a lot of players off, because often when you throw a ball up for a jump serve, the whole team will step back ready to absorb a powerful shot, so when you drop it shorter, you can sometimes catch them off guard.
I think there's been no timeouts called because there's been so many breaks in play.
Yeah.
Bourgeot is a great serve.
Picked up,
well adjusted,
chased down by Passier.
It's going to have to go over.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic placement.
Clever. It's poor, but
you see the grin on Trav Passier's face. He knows exactly what he did there. He's jumped up nice and high, put a block there, and immediately quickly retracted his hands because he's seen that the attacker was going to try and swipe his block. He's taken his hands out of the equation, meaning the attacker swiped it straight out. 6-1 Heat lead. Nice, comfortable lead for them at the moment.
Especially in the third set. And get the job done quickly. It's a great block by Steer, and it's 7-1 and a timeout not called just yet.
Fantastic positioning.
Bourgeot. Straight into the net. And both Storm's points this set have come from straight from the serve. So they've struggled to make something happen on their end. Wiley Smith the serve for the Adelaide Storm. Up by Flowerday. Back by Bourgeot. Pope knocks it. He knocked it into Wiley Smith. It looked like it might have been going out, but Wiley Smith just couldn't get out of the way. 8-2 to Canberra. Pope to serve. It's a good serve by Pope. Well done by Bourgeot. O'Connell, Passier. That's really, really cleverly blocked there from Adelaide.
See captain now, ready to serve. Oh, very nice float serve. A lot of speed and power behind that one.
Oh, that's really, really cleverly done by Steer. It's going to be a great chance here for the Heat to attack. Through Flowerday, and he...
Great
really,
swing
really well
by him.
Score is 9-3 to the Canberra Heat, a 6-point lead here in the third set. They lead 2 sets to none, and it's going to be a long road back for the Adelaide Storm if indeed they can get back, because right now it looks all signs are pointing to a comprehensive Canberra Heat win. Up by Steer. Oh, there's way too much on that one.
Could be a number of factors for that. You know, it could just be Canberra Heat getting into a bit of a cruise now, so it's important Canberra Heat to remain strong, not get complacent, but at the same time it could seem, you know, a bit of a drop-off in intensity from SA. Feeling a bit mentally defeated already.
Oh, it's just Ackhurst and Flowerday, a bit of miscommunication between the two. They both just shake it off, and it's going to be another serve for Elliot King. Flowerday.
There you go.
For Ackhurst. Didn't get the right connection on it.
Huge block though, Trav Passier, oh my gosh. Rises up, hands basically coating the ball. No chance of that coming through.
Passier will serve as well. Oh, it comes off the net and goes over this time. That's very, very cleverly done from Adelaide. Ben Williamson finding the space and casually knocking it in the middle of the court. That serve is straight into the net. 5-point lead for the Heat now in the third set.
They're just seeming more and more comfortable now. Heat's running, you know, Sam Flowerday's on court again, which is nice to see. But now it seems like mental deflation almost of Adelaide Storm. A lot of errors, Heat getting more and more comfortable, lead getting ever so larger, 6 points.
Flowerday to serve. They really look like they're going to run away with this one now.
Yeah, they seem quite confident here. Adelaide needs to find a way out or an answer to the current form.
And so far, most of their points are actually coming off poor Canberra serves.
Exactly so far.
Connell back to Passier. Blocked, but they couldn't take too much power off it. It floats out 7 points to 13 in favour of the Heat. Third set. Ackhurst to serve. Just reaching the hour mark very shortly. Straight down the middle by Ackhurst. Really, really well done there for Adelaide.
Storm doing very well now, starting to find some form. Found that sort of rhythm we were saying they need to find. Substitution though. We see Tom Jones stepping on for the first time in this game. Elliot King stepping off, so Tom Jones see what he can bring to the table. Hopefully a new look for Adelaide Storm, new target. Something for Canberra Heat to adapt to.
Peacock serve, straight into the net. Got a lot of power behind it, but not the height that he needed. What would have been if he could just get that over? Dip would have been perfect.
Exactly, yeah, a lot of power behind that, but just not enough. aim in terms of that coming up over the net. He's done well, but here we go, a substitution. Billy Grieber, the young Australian setter, is going to come on. He's an Australian youth setter, fantastic player, taken off the veteran Nick Bourgeot, so we'll see how Billy goes now. 8-14, still that 6-point lead.
It's blocked by Passier, back over. A good chance for Adelaide to attack now. Up by Connell.
And just pushed down there by Tom Jones, yeah. Little too much on the defence. That ball's drifted over the net and they've just shut it down.
Up by Flowerday, straight back over. Almost straight back over.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a double call there. It's just slipped through his hands a little bit. Could just be a bit of nerves coming onto the court. You know, this is the top league in Australia, so a little bit of nerves maybe showing there, but he is a very confident player. He'll be very quick to side out. Push past that mental barrier.
And the gap is getting smaller and smaller as well. Flowerday, Grieber, Passier, it's blocked.
Great cover by Sam Flowerday, though. He's managed to get back under that block, but no one else able to follow up after.
The Storm have brought it back to within 3 points. They were down by 7 at one point. They've done very, very well. But a timeout has been called. Try and break that rhythm. It's Canberra's first time out of the game.
Yes, it is so far. 11-14, only down by 3 now.
The timeout there, Storm is coming back. Heat is still up 14-11 in the third set.
Up by Flowerday, Grieber, Passier. Just couldn't get it over the net.
Great round of play there, but the ball's drifted just too wide for Passier.
It's 12-14. Storm bring it back to within 2 points. That adjustment they made has really, really worked, and what's this, 4 or 5 points in a row now, something that we haven't seen for a more game. They're not going to make it easy.
Haven't seen the sort of confidence they're showing at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how our Canberra Heat goes about adapting to that and changing up their tactics.
It's just left by Connell, and they look like it. Oh. Quite bad balls coming in from all directions. Grieber, Connell, Passier. Oh, it's really, really well done. Can they keep it in?
Nah, they'll have to leave it there because you only allowed 3 touches. And unfortunately, the first 2 were used on defense. And then Tom Jones would be his 3rd touch. He'd have to find a way to bend the ball back around to keep that in play.
It's almost virtually impossible.
Exactly.
He still went for it, though.
Yeah, there's just that sort of commitment to have. Good idea, because it means no matter what happens, you don't give up on the ball, constantly going for it.
Well, it's very well done by Pope, and they've done very well to keep it up through Peacock.
Off the top of his hands.
It's Pope, up, Flowerday. It's a great defence by Peacock.
Great point so far, a lot of long rally, a lot of play.
It's kicked over, and the point goes the way of the Adelaide Storm. Oh, bit of miscommunication there. Was the captain Wardrop just jumping on the back of Peacock? They've gotten each other's way there, and
yeah, a bit of miscommunication there, a bit of a collision. That's all right. They'll be very quick to side out though. Hopefully head up, focusing on next point is the important part.
Steer puts it too much on it again. His head's dropped a little bit there. He's not happy with himself after that one. Flowerday, Back to him. Brought back over.
Sam Flowerday sticks his hands up, trying to get the block, but it's been noticed. We've had Ben Williamson. He's known what's happening. He saw the hands go up nice and early, and he's just put an extra bit of power in that, playing off the hands. Really smart play. Nice high IQ shown there.
Thomas Jones to Pope. A little bit of miscommunication there, but the Heat will get it over. It's blocked well. They will knock over, and this is a good chance for Heat to attack. Echoes does very well. 18-15 here in the third set. Canberra Heat edging ever closer. Passier. It's a good serve by him.
Oh, great push out there. Cooper Chambers ready. Cooper Peacock doing very, very well.
Peacock's been playing very, very well for Adelaide.
Easy pulling one out of the chamber there. Cooper chambering his arm nice well there. He's just swung away.
Rudd to serve for Adelaide. Straight into the net. And it's 20-16 to the Heat. They are on the home stretch. Flowerday to serve.
Youth doing very, very well to play.
And that's that hit Pope in the head.
Yeah, that's come off his face. One of the downsides to having such a large jump is your face comes up over the net.
Flowerday just kisses it better.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Bit of a rub, he'll be all right. A lot of laughter, though, coming from his own teammates. They know how high he jumps. They know how much of a threat that is on offense. But it does present one huge downfall on blocking.
Oh, a ball in the face is always funny.
Yeah.
As long as you're okay. And, whoa. That one was called in. Or was it called as a touch?
Touches. And rightly so. Like, you see that ball sort of stayed at its level. The height of the ball, when you saw the trajectory come off Lorenzo's height, it did slowly pop up a little bit. Meaning it has come off his hands, although huge upsetting coming from the SA side.
Yeah, they're not happy about it.
Let Lorenzo's come off. He just needs a quick break, needs to reset. He's just blinking a lot. I think he's just copped that ball a bit hard in the face. He's just making sure to reset himself. Youngster Dylan Lucchesi steps on now.
Isaiah Burns. Keeps it up, it goes over, but it will go out. 18-21, Heat lead. It's going to be Peacock to serve. Storm can catch them from here. And he can force it into a fourth set. Oh, it's a lot of power behind that, but it goes straight into the net, and that could be a big one. Grieber to serve for the Canberra Heat. They lead 22-18. It was blocked, but it went between his hands and nothing he could do about it. 19-22, Storm keep it within 3 points.
Great job so far from the Canberra Heat side.
Storm can't keep footing going point for point. They need to get a...
Yeah, need to find an answer. Need to find a couple points here, a little bit of a run. Oh, they get lucky there with the call for the reach. Fantastic swing there from Sam Flowerday. He does almost earn himself the point, but unfortunately he has stepped on that line.
(22-20) the score in the third set. Storm to serve. It was an awkward one. It's up for Passier. He did really, really well to get it over from that position. It's kept up by the Heat. Up towards Passier again. It did have a touch. And it's 23-20 to the Heat, and the Storm are wondering how they lost that point. Great commitment shown there by the Canberra Heat.
Dylan Lucchesi about to serve now.
It's a good serve. Up by Peacock. Up by Connell now. Good defence to Passier. Comes back over for Canberra. Passier to the side to Flowerday. And they just couldn't get under it.
Match point now to Canberra Heat. 1 point needed.
Lucchesi to serve. Match point. Make it a clean 3-0 for Canberra. Lots of noise being made. Goes for power straight into the net. Storm have a lifeline. And it's going to be their captain who takes responsibility for the serve. Daniel Watcher. 21-24. Up by Lucchesi. Towards Flowerday, and Adelaide can't keep it in. The Canberra Heat get the job done. 25-21 in the third set. They win 3 sets to nothing. Another solid performance from the Canberra Heat. They're just so hard to beat at home. And after about an hour and 10 minutes of play, Canberra Heat get the job done. And make sure you stay tuned as well, because in about 50 minutes time, at 5 o'clock, the Canberra Heat women take the centre stage to play the Adelaide Storm women.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 16th National Afternoon 2019 Volleyball League between Canberra and Adelaide. Presentation of referees. The first referee is Kimberly Alex. The second referee is Natasha Popper. The scorer is Kathleen Nicholson. The point toss of today's match has taken place two teams outcomes and match referee. Adelaide scores one toss and left with three serve. Please welcome Adelaide Storm. Number 2, Sarah Hill. Number 5, Lucy Hampton. Number 7, George Kennedy. Number 8, Emily Stewart. Number 13, Ben Henry. Number 14, Rebecca Reed. Number 15, Nicola Carmen. Please meet and coach Ron Soldo. Please welcome your Canberra. Number 2, Gordon Wilson. Number 3, Dimitri Sissiborzo. Number 4, George Martinelli. Number 6, Jamaica Tate. Number 9, Tessa Hubba. Number 15, Georgia Clayton. Number 19, Liverpool, Jamaica Clayton. And their coach, Sue Jenkins.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Bar TV Sports for this live coverage of the Australian Volleyball League. It's the Canberra Heat versus the Adelaide Storm. Women's game up this time. Earlier we saw the men play. A solid win for the Canberra Heat, 3-0. See if the Canberra Heat women can repeat something. Let's just quickly go through the teams. Starting off with the Canberra Heat, number 2, Courtney Durston. Number 3, Danusha Borjo. Number 4, Georgia Niedermeyer. Now Borjo and Niedermeyer are co-captains. Number 6, Jennifer Tate. Number 7, Tessa Barber. And number 15, Georgia Clayton. They're coached by Sue Jenkins. Adelaide Storm, number 2, Sarah Gould. Number 5, Lucy Ambexter. Number 7, Georgie Anstey. Number 8, Annalise Schoof. Number 13, Beth Carey. She is the captain. And number 14, Rebecca Lee Reeve. They are coached by Lauren Soderberg.
Should be a good game today.
Absolutely. The Storm won the toss.
Last year we saw Canberra Heat get the leg up against the Adelaide Storm, but of course Adelaide Storm having a stronger team now with the recruitment of Tara Malin, their defensive specialist, who is a volleyroo, a very, very skillful player in her position, one of the best in the country. But of course, that being said, Canberra Heat's team is also stronger as well, so it'd be really good to see what teams pull ahead this game.
Solid first point for Canberra. One apiece.
One apiece. Good play so far by both teams. Both teams, obviously, it's still early, very, very early game, just starting. Both teams going to look to find that rhythm nice and early.
Rebecca Reeve to serve. Straight down the middle by Borjo. Back across. Defended well. Well done by Clayton. Knocked over and very, very well done there from Georgia Clayton. Found the space and Storm couldn't get there in time. 2-1 to the Canberra Heat.
Lucy Ambagacher with a great dive there. Just unable to get that ball up. Managed to get a hand down on the floor, get that save, but just not enough height for someone else to get under it.
Good serve from Durston.
Good push there from the setter.
And that's well wide. Courtney Durston to serve again.
Another good serve there.
By Clayton.
Great point there by the Adelaide Storm. Great speed push there from setter Lucy to the outside, who had a nice split block, nice something to use there. A little bit of a gap, able to find it. Good play there.
Georgie Anstey to serve. It's up by Tate. She's mishit that one, and there's no way Niedermeyer can get there without running into the table.
That's all right, though. That's an understandable error. Like, it's not very common that the middle will have to pass the ball. So people in Jennifer Tate's position won't usually have to pass the ball. There, as you can see, their starting position is quite tight to the net. So often, unless the ball has that sort of huge drop on it, they rarely really touch that ball. So that's okay. Caught her a bit off guard. She makes up for it with a nice tip, though. The team recovers.
She's very, very strong close to the net, Tate. Which was very good last week.
Okay, the calls that are Lucy, the setter, when she's dived for that ball, her foot has gone under the net. giving the Canberra Heat the point. Very interesting rule on that one though, so as long if any part of their foot is still touching the line, they're counted as in, which is interesting.
That's in, surely, that is. They left that, but it tipped right into the top corner.
Fantastic job. Just to reiterate, so for those of you new watching at home, don't understand the rules, when someone steps under the net, their whole foot has to be over that line for it to be an over.
It's another great point for the Canberra Heat. Brilliant serve there from Clayton. And a timeout has been called very early on by the Adelaide Storm.
Early timeout called, both teams playing quite well to start with. Great starting serving run from the Canberra Heat side. Doing very well to get up 3 points. Both teams retake the court now. Quick chats from both coaches, just probably reiterating, getting that good performance, trying to focus on the first pass here.
It's another good serve from Clayton.
This time picked up well by South Australia and dealt with quite well. Nice little push set out and a nice little win there of the hit.
Sarah Gould to serve for the Adelaide Storm. Clayton knocks it up. Niedermeyer. It's made its way back over, but it's going out all day.
Jenny Tate now to serve. She's done very, very well past few weeks in terms of performance and serving, so hopefully she looks to continue that now.
It's another good serve.
Picked up.
Blocked well done, and Tate just can't get there.
Unlucky there.
Adelaide's shoot for the Adelaide Storm to serve. Clayton.
Nice little slide run there from Tessa Barber.
It's very, very well worked by Adelaide.
Niedermeyer goes to that cheeky straight, you know, one touch straight back over, but unfortunately the block's up in front of her to meet her this time round.
Adelaide's shoot again. Try and tie this game up.
We could be in for a very tight match.
Oh, well tipped over by Bourgeot.
Fantastic brains there in that play. High IQ play there just to change it up, give it something different for the defense to look at. They are unable to cope with it.
Niedermeyer to serve.
Great serve
by Schoof. It's really, really well hit there by number 14, Rebecca Reeve for Adelaide.
Niedermeyer just coming up short on that dive though.
Very, very tight first set. Storm 7, Heat 8. And it's the captain, Beth Carey, to serve. Clayton. Meanwhile, back for Bourgeot. Put up well by Schoof, but it's going to return. Go back the other way for Bourgeot. It's blocked, and it will come back.
Great swing there. Way to end the point there. Adelaide Storm doing very well. Great rally from both teams there. Like a lot of good stuff from both teams, but of course, we just have great swing there.
And we're back to an even game. 8 points apiece.
Rebecca Reeve coming straight through, shutting that ball down.
Beth Carey to serve.
Oh, it's a good line serve there. It's going to be a long push. She does go for it.
Very well done there.
Perfect swing from Courtney Durston, yeah. Finding a nice gap in the block there. Tiny gap, and literally just managed to squeeze the ball through before the arms of the blockers sealed up for good.
Bourgeot straight into the net. It's 9-9.
Great game so far. A few little errors here and there, but both teams coming out with some relatively good form.
Good serve. It's up by Clayton.
Great serve so far. Good point.
Niedermeyer. Clayton. Well worked there. Courtney Durston again. Just couldn't get it where she wanted. Shear's serve is deep. And it's 10-10. This is a very, very tight opening set.
Great play from both teams. We see Jennifer Tate retaking the court. Jennifer Clayton will sit down, or wide Tessa Barber takes her serve.
It's a good serve by Barber. Kiss the top of the net. It's got to come back fast though. It comes back fast and hard.
Huge swing there by Rebecca Reeves, doing a fantastic job. She was left line and she took full advantage of that, crunching the ball. Perfect serve though, as you said before, just kiss that top of that net. That's really what you're looking for, as tight of the net as possible.
Up by Bourgeot. Back across for Durston, who just taps it over, but it's really, really well read by Libra. Shift has returned, and now that's excellent work from Jenny Tate.
Tara Malin, fantastic pick up by Jenny Tate, just rising up, dumping that ball straight down. So much height and a nice jump as well, so very difficult to block and very strong at the net.
Durston serve, once again just under the net. The return goes into the net. They managed to get over, but it's a good chance for the Heat to attack. Clayton is well blocked. They'll get to go again though. And again, these blockers are doing wonderful work for Adelaide. They might just have that shift they need. It's a great rally. Clayton tips it over that time, decides not to go for power, but for placement, and that was the right decision.
Perfect time to change that up as well. Like we saw a lot of hits, a lot of power shots coming off 1-2, like lots of swinging, but then, you know, she comes in, changes it up a little bit. Does exactly what she's meant to do. Fantastic job from her.
Courtney Durston, it's another great serve. She's on a roll. They might need to call a timeout here just to break them up if they can't get this point.
Perfect line swing, but of course Jamie Clayton there. Beautiful
Clayton.
pick up. Met with a block again.
Up by Tate. She might have to... Oh, it looked like that might have been going out. Just possibly the wrong decision there to put a fist on it, but you got to go for everything. Courtney Durston, she's been on an absolute tear with these serves. The Heat lead 13-11 here in the first set. Oh, it's another good one. It's an ace, surely. That's in. That's well in. They turned and had a look at the referee, but I think they knew. Durston again.
Both teams doing well.
It's another good one.
She is unstoppable at the moment. Fantastic serving all round.
And Lauren Soderberg might have to think about calling a timeout. Yes, she has.
Timeout there by Adelaide. Canberra Heat is still up 15-11 in the first set.
Wish they could make Courtney Durston just permanent server at this point. Jesus.
Both teams retaking the court now. Hopefully Courtney Durston not letting that timeout disrupt her rhythm. Lots of noise coming from both the bench and the crowd.
It's another good serve. It's another good point for the Canberra Heat. And the Adelaide Storm, they don't have any more timeouts, so they can rely on Canberra Heat running away with here. She's just found the perfect technique there. Courtney Durston.
Fantastic serve by her. She's all over them at the moment.
She's responsible for the last 4 points in a row. Possibly 5. That's in. That's in. She's done it again.
Bench nice and loud supporting her again. Will she get another ace? This one goes long.
That's right. It was a good run while it lasted. 6 points in a row, 7 points in a row. It was absolutely spectacular.
With 4 or 5 of them being aces. Fantastic job. She'll be very happy with that serving run there.
Georgie Anstey. Up by Bourgeot. Niedermeyer. Clayton. 18-12 to the Heat. They are running away with it here in the first set. Solid 6-point lead, and Clayton will serve. She's really, really good down that front left side of the net, so she's going to go in.
Great serve, but they do recover. Rebecca Reeve, great swing there. Reaching up nice and high, swinging to that spare space. Fantastic way to side out.
Sarah Gould to serve.
Really tough spot to be in now, 5 points down. It's getting to that late stage of the set.
Well, Tate hits the top of the net, but it jumps over. Avoids the antenna, it was close. And that's really, really well done there.
Rebecca Reeve on... Oh, sorry, which one was it?
Annalise Schiff.
Adelaide. Great work now by SA, though, on the comeback. Doing well to slowly scratch back at these points. Really important, though, the late stage of the set.
It's put up quite nicely, and Tate, it's a solid swing at that. It's well defended.
Yeah, exactly
back
right.
to Gould, straight into the net.
Both teams playing well so far here, though.
And Jenny Tate, take the serve. Oh, it's a bit too far. That time it was well read by Shoof to leave it.
It looked good in the air, looked good almost the whole way, just not dropping enough towards the end there, though. But if we... In regards to Courtney Durton's great serving run, other than that, it's been a very, very close game so far. A lot of really close points.
Yeah, it has been. I think that serving run might be the difference here in the first set, because they've been going point for point, and if it wasn't for that...
Exactly, yeah. Holding the lead quite well, though.
Georgia Niedermeyer.
See if she can keep the great performance of serving from Canberra going. And she does. Great swing from the middle there. Beth Carey, the captain, getting up nice and high on a slide.
Yeah, didn't give Niedermeyer enough time to adjust. Just came off her forearm, went backwards. And a timeout has been called by Canberra. Probably the right time to do it too.
Yeah, especially it's not so much going to be a timeout just to worried about anything. It's going to be a timeout more just to break Adelaide's rhythm, just because Adelaide's now slowly clawing back at the points. Leads only 4, and they are only 5 points away from closing the first set, but just to break that momentum up a little bit.
And if things aren't looking like they're going to go right from at the end of this first set, they've got another one as well to fall back on.
Absolutely, yeah. Both teams one timeout left, so.
Beth Carey, the captain, to serve for the Adelaide Heat.
She had a good serve first time around. See how she goes now. It's another good serve.
Up by Bourgeot. And that's really, really well done there by Courtney Durston.
Courtney Durston is on absolute fire this game, doing so well.
Bourgeot to serve this time.
Lots of defensive talk on the Adelaide side of the net.
But that's out. And the Heat have a 6-point lead, 22 points to 16 in the first set. And you'd have to back them from here to go on. Bourgeot. Nice delivery. Up by Shoof. Reeve. It's blocked, but it's going to hit the wall for sure. It does.
Both teams showing a lot of good form, good ability, especially some star players standing out. Durston unstoppable so far on the Heat side, and Reeves doing very, very well for her side too. Rebecca so far being near unblockable. Lots of good shots from both the front and back court.
It's good serve from Ambakshir. Back for Clayton. Excellent. 23-17 the score. Heat just 2 points away from taking the first set. And it's going to probably come down to that great run of serves by Courtney Durston, who's probably been player of the game so far. Absolutely phenomenal. It's Tessa Barber to serve. It's a great delivery. Locked up by Shu. Right, she gets to it. They're going to get to it, are they? Or can't knock it backwards. Volleyball ACT signs a little bit too close. You almost want to give them a lot more space, see how far they can run, get them keep the ball in. Here's Rebecca Reeve, she's been really effective on the court. Just a bit too much on that serve though, and it's a set point for the Canberra Heat. And Courtney Durston will take the serve. She's built an incredible serving run. I think an ace would just be the icing on the cake for this first set. Looked like it might have been going deep, but it's kept in. It's blocked by Durston. Back up for Clayton.
Fantastic defense there by Tara Malin.
Shoof knocks it up.
Great rally here.
Back to the other Clayton. It's tipped over, kept in, and Storm stay alive in the first set.
Fantastic IQ shown there. She's gone up, shown that full power swing, but at the last second she's changed it up and tipped it to the side of the block. Clayton did well to read that was going to happen. Just caught a little bit too far inside though.
Gorjanski to serve.
Still set point to the Heat here though.
Up for Clayton.
Good pass.
Niedermeyer, Bourgeot. It's knocked wide. They've got to keep it in though. But there's no one there on the recovery. And the first set goes to the Canberra Heat. 25 points to 19. Wonderful performance from them.
First set there, 25-19.
Moments away from the start of the second set. Tides just getting some last second instructions.
Both teams getting ready.
Of course, we'll be back here live on Bar TV Sports again tomorrow from 11 o'clock. The Canberra Heat men taking on the Adelaide Storm men at 11. And then at 1 o'clock, it is the same fixture, but with the women. So a reminder of today's score, Canberra Heat men took it out in straight sets, 3-0. This one looks like it could be a lot closer, but Canberra Heat did manage to run away with that first set. We'll see if they can do so again. It's going to be Georgia Niedermeyer to kick off the second set with the serve for the Canberra Heat.
was a great serving run as well. Courtney Durson really giving her team the upper leg there, because most of the other game it was just point for point, not too much either way. Really could have gone both ways, both teams playing well, but that serving run really helped them out, gave them a nice big cushion to fall back on.
Niedermeyer to serve. First serve is good, and it's got to be an awkward one. They have to go over. They managed to, but it's a chance. For the Heat lead by 2, 5-3. Adelaide need to find a way to get a couple of points in a row here, because when they go point for point but let the Heat in front, it's not going to win well for them. Passage. It's a good serve down the middle.
Great serve.
Made it very, very awkward. The recovery's done very, very well. And
Tara Malin very well to pick that sort of serve up, and then pushed outside. Nice push there from the setter, and then outside owning basically her job, just taking full control of that swing. Really powerful, nice high over the block to that back corner.
oh, it's clipped the top of the net and made it very, very awkward for the Canberra Heat. And now we have a tied game, 5-5. Georgie Anstey looking for something somewhat similar, still close to the net, but she might not get as lucky next time. Goes the other way this time, it's the great serve. Tipped over, and that's wonderful defense by Beth Carey, the captain. Great block, knocks it down. And the Storm lead 6-5. Good run for them here. Georgie Anstey to serve.
Much closer set now.
From Niedermeyer.
Fantastic back set.
Somehow it's found its way back over the net.
Great block. They're going to have a long range push though.
Oh, and she's just completely mishit that one. 6-6.
So good, just unable to contact at the right point. Trying to reach up high, trying to get a good swing away on that. Just unable to do so on this occasion.
Tara Malin comes on, defensive specialist for Adelaide Storm. Courtney Durston to serve. It's another good serve. Oh, it's up by Clayton. She just couldn't direct it the right way. And she saw me really, really happy winning that point with Durston behind the serve. They lead 7-6 in the second set. Elkie Jarvis to serve now.
SA doing very, very well here.
Up by Niedermeyer. Clayton tips it over the top and finds that gap.
Great dive attempt there from Elkie Jarvis. She's just unable to get her hand under the ball, but really shows the commitment at this sort of level about how easily the players are willing to just throw themselves around to try and aim to get that ball up.
That's wherever it's a good chance for Canberra to attack. Through Tate. It's too easy for her.
Jenny Tate doing what she does best, just absolutely dominating through the middle.
And Canberra Heat regain their lead. Clayton to serve. Oh, it's kissed the top of the net. Found its way over. It's always awkward to deal with. They managed to get it back over though and make it hard for Canberra. There's Tate. It's a great rally. That's really, really well worked.
A little bit of miscommunication there on the Canberra side. They all sort of seemed to stood there, all thought each other had the ball. It's just dropped down in between and then just unlucky there.
Annalise Schoof. It's a good serve. Hasn't made its way out though. But Adelaide will get a chance to attack. And they take it and they extend their lead. Beth Carey, the captain, taking responsibility. And a timeout has been called by the Canberra Heat. It's the second set here. Storm lead the Heat 9 points to 8. The first set, however, went the way of the Canberra Heat. This game has been really, really tight the whole way through, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 4 or 5 setter here. But if the Heat do win this set, then we might see heads drop from the Storm side. This is a really, really important set for them, and they know that.
Both teams retaking the court now. Better restart.
Annalise Schoof.
Good to see the timeout didn't break her rhythm. She's back on form.
Bourgeot.
Great defense shown. Here we go. She'll get a chance to attack.
Well. Rebecca Reeve. It's knocked up. It's knocked back by Clayton. They need to get it over. They do get it over, but it's another good chance for them to attack. It'll be Rebecca Reeve again, and that time they can know returning it. Storm extend the lead to 2 points.
On absolute fire at the moment. Rebecca Reeve just unblockable on her side. Absolutely dominating. She is also having a fantastic game.
Annalise Schoof. Another good serve. Niedermeyer. Bourgeot. That made its way to the corner. That's in. Layla Bassett is going to come on for Clayton. And Jenny Tate will take the serve.
There it is. Great.
It's high by Schoof. Makes its way for Reeve. Couldn't get it over the net that time. She just apologises to her teammates, but she really has been the central point for attack. Most of the points have come from her.
Absolutely, yeah. She's on form at the moment, really swinging high and hard, like making sure to keep a nice high swing, which is really, really important at this level. She's gone, clearly she's seen that she had the line there. She's tried to find it, but unfortunately she's found the antenna first.
That's a good serve by Tate. It made it awkward. Oh, it's put up very, very high. Still going to make the Heat work for it. Really, really well done there. Elkie Jarvis got to it, but just couldn't direct it any way that she wanted to, except backwards. The Heat regained their lead, 11 points to 10.
Fantastic job done so far.
Another good serve by Tate, but just too much on it. And we're back tied, 11-all in the second set.
So much power behind her floats, like they really move so much in the air, and more often than not, they drop down into the court and they're very difficult to pass. This one, though, just floating long. Not enough drop on it.
Beth Carey, the captain, to serve. She's been very, very good for Adelaide as well, all game. Set up by Niedermeyer for Borjo. It's defended well, but it's going to be an awkward one. They just want to get it over the net at this point. They do. Oh, it's really well done by Layla Basic. Hey, back in the lead, 12-11. Very, very tight game, and Niedermeyer will take the serve.
Done well there to get those few points back and take the lead. But of course, both teams showing that they can take a run of points either way. So very, very loud in the arena at the moment. Lots of support coming from both the crowd and the Canberra Heat bench. Great defensive up there by Jamie Clements, pushed by Muja Bourgeot. Courtney Durston swinging high. Oh, beautiful back set there by Tara Malin. Points being given for the contact.
12-12, going point for point. And back here to take the serve for Adelaide.
Oh, it's
floated all over the place. Oh, that's really cleverly done there. Courtney Durston again. I think that's going to be my favourite shot. Just the chip over the top into the middle of the court.
And it's so effective when a player like her does it, because when she spends so much of the game with so much power, often you'll find you can catch the defense on their heels and they'll step back a little bit ready for that deep, powerful shot. So that little soft off roll can really be quite effective.
And mentally it can quite ruin them as well when they don't know what you've got to do every time.
Exactly, yeah, it's important to always keep the defense guessing. But if you've got the space, if you've got the open side of the net to swing, always, go for that power swing, because that's going to be the thing that you're going to have the most chance of winning that point. But if you have those blocks and they're blocking well, it's good to keep the opposition guessing. Lots of different forms of attack, whether tips, rolls, full power, all sorts of stuff. Even there, every now and then you see an attack where a player will just set the ball right into the deep corner, and even that thrown in every now and then can throw a team off.
Timeout has been called, and Storm, they found themselves in front briefly, but Heat regained that lead. They also lead 1-0, so this one has all the makings of a 5-setter. It's been really, really tight, but if Heat win the first 2 sets, then it's going to be very, very difficult for them just to mentally come back, Adelaide. But they're keeping themselves psyched up. Lauren Soderberg, words of encouragement coming from her, all smiles as well.
Yeah, exactly right.
Playing well.
Exactly right. It will definitely just be a thing just to break the rhythm of Canberra Heat, just being like, look, girls, let's get that one pass. Let's focus.
Oh, Clayton keeps it in. Back for her sister. That's blocked so well by Courtney Durston. And Canberra Heat, they had to work for it, but they win the point. And they lead by 3 now, 15-12 in the second set. They lead 1-0. Bourgeot to serve.
So far, one of the best games the Canberra Heat girls have played. Lots of really good consistency on the serve, as well as the hustle.
Oh, that's excellent. I think you're absolutely right. I think this is probably the best performance I've seen from them so far.
Absolutely. They're all in rhythm. They're all playing well. Great standout performances from some of the players, but when it comes down to it, also the fact that they've never let the ball just die. They've never had the ball touch the ground without at least someone hitting the floor for it. Really a lot of hustle shown, so really good to see.
Rebecca Reeve, was that in? That was just in.
Fantastic ace, finding that back line, really what they aim for at this level. Perfect serve, she gets the reward for that. Big smile, lots of happy there.
15-14 to the Heat. Rebecca Reeve, it's another good serve. And she has brought her team back into it, 15-all. Rebecca Reeve to serve again. Sue Jenkins might be thinking about that timeout soon if this continues. So good serve for that one. Does go out. It was well read that time by the Canberra Heat. They lead 16-15 in the second set. They lead 1-0. Layla Basic to serve.
Just clipping outside that back line though. Really good serving performance from Rebecca Reeve just there.
She's got to slide back into it with her serves 3 in a row.
She's going for a nice dig set.
Reeve knocks it up for Shoof. Knocked up by Bourgeot. Back across. That's really, really well done by Tate, who had to delay her celebration for a second there because they almost got her back in, but they did well in the end. Basic to serve again.
Annalise Shoof, a lot of hustle today. Really good performance so far. Lots of great defense.
Up by Shoof. It's played back to her. It's up by Basic, and that nearly made its way into the bucket of balls.
Exactly right. That sort of power, there's no getting that back over. Once it comes back, goes that far back. I don't think even Usain Bolt's chasing that one down.
Georgie Anstey. By Bourgeau, set up by Niedermeyer for Tate, and that's really, really well worked. Super simple, but super effective from the Canberra Heat. They lead 18-16 in the second set. Courtney Durston to serve. We saw how dangerous she was with her serving. And Adelaide will want to break this rhythm as soon as possible. Can Durston do it again? It is a good serve. Awkward one for Shoof. Goes back to her. And Durston will get to serve again. They're so difficult to return Durston serves. 19-16 to the Heat.
Similar to the men's game, they seem to be going quite well until about that 15-all mark, and then Heat just seems to be slowly pulling away. Well wide, that one. Way too much power on it. I think she just rushed that one a bit too much. But still, nonetheless, a great serve run so far. Kimberly Vogel will step onto the court for Courtney Durston. Durston's worked really, really hard. I think she deserves a break. Exactly right. Kimberly Vogel taking the call for the first time in the opposite position. She'll come on. Elkie Jarvis take the serve for the Adelaide Storm. They are being led by the Canberra Heat 19-17 in the second set. Heat lead 1 set to nothing. Go straight into the net. And the Heat are on 25 points away from taking the second set. Just can't give away cheap points like that at this stage. They're already down, and the Heat can see that finish line coming really, really quickly. Still only 3 points either way. This game could go either way. It will be close. Tip backwards, and nothing that Beth Carey could do with that one, the captain. 21-17 to the Heat. They lead by 4, and they're 4 points away, and a timeout has been called by the Adelaide Storm. Try and break up that rhythm. Try and break that rhythm just to, give a team just a chance to calm down. Let them reset mentally. So as we've talked about in the past weeks, it's such a mental game, volleyball. Like, it's important in this sort of stage of the set to make sure that you don't overthink it. You don't think about, oh, we're 4 points down. You just take everything a point at a time. Georgia Clayton to take the serve for Canberra. They lead 21-17. She's been serving with great form so far. It'll be interesting to see what she can do. Shoof knocks it into the net. And fantastic job there by Shoof to hit it down the front of the blocker there. A lot of power required sometimes to do that. Also just means the blocker's not quite penetrating over the net enough. Shoof will serve as well. Oh, that one just over the net. That was almost perfect. Oh, it's really, really well done from Niedermeyer. And that's way too much on it from Adelaide. He lead 22-18. 3 points away from taking the second set and leading 2-0. And 4 points ahead of the Storm. Jenny Tate to serve. Storm need a good run here. Captain calls for it. It's knocked over, it's blocked well. Merns was taken off it. It's played up for Bourgeau. Tries to tip it over, but really, really well defended. They'll get another go. Bourgeau again. She goes for power this time, but hits it out. Captain Beth Carey to take the serve. Here we go. 22-19. Taking her time with it. Ah, it's a good float serve. Niedermeyer, Bourgeau. Ooh, that. Not sure what the call's going to be there. No, it's in. Adelaide thought that was out. Yeah, exactly right. I couldn't tell from up here. I was just waiting for that. I was waiting to see which way the arm went. Georgia Niedermeyer, co-captain. Good serve. Set up by the Libera. Shoof. Defended well by Clayton.
Back towards Thurston.
That's a bit of an error on the call there. That's come off the Adelaide blocker's hand.
Points gone Adelaide's way. They'll feel like it's justice for the last one.
Yeah, fair enough there. 23-20.
Up by Niedermeyer. It's going to need to find its way over. It does. Oh, it's really, really well done by Clayton. Rebecca Reeve defended so well. Pulled back up. Clayton again. And Canberra Heat get the point. Adelaide will be wondering how. It is set point for the Canberra Heat. They have a chance to go 2-0 up. And it's going to be Bourgeot to take the serve.
She's had a great serving run so far.
Oh, it's really, really clever. But they're equal to it. Georgie Anstey. Oh, and it's a bad way to lose the set. Serve straight into the net. Canberra Heat will take it though. They lead 2-0. And this game is really, really close. So 2-0 isn't really. If they end up winning 3-0, it might not be the most accurate reflection.
Yeah, no, to be fair, the game has been so close, and you often see this in many sports. Like you can see a game in football.
Both sides just making their way back onto the court for the third set.
We're now coming back on for what could be the third and final set. Adelaide Storm obviously looking to disrupt now. Important that Canberra Heat doesn't get complacent. Make sure they essentially keep their foot on the gas. Make sure to keep playing hard, keep your aggression levels up, not to let Storm run away with it.
Handback sheet to serve. Kept up by Clayton. Put up towards Durston. That's too much on that. First point goes to the Adelaide Storm. Here comes Lucy again. Push back to Durston. Well defended. Comes straight back to Canberra though. And Tate, they won't defend that one. 3-2 Heat in the third set. Heat lead 2-0.
Seeing a lot of good stuff coming from Heat. Now they're making sure to keep up that momentum, keep up that aggression.
Courtney Durston serving from the position where she got those, what was it, 6 or 7 points in a row, including 4 or 5 aces. Can she do it again? It's another great serve.
Another fantastic serve. She's on fire at the moment.
They've made it difficult, but Adelaide have recovered really, really well, which is really important to them. Take that serve off Durston, get it back to their side, 3-3.
Rebecca Reeves doing quite well there just to end that run. Make sure to take Courtney out of the serve.
Georgie Anstey to serve for Adelaide. Oh, it's, see that hitting and going almost under the net straight away. She just didn't get enough height in it before she hit it. 4-3 to Canberra.
A lot of power behind the serve, just not quite the direction she wanted it to travel and start with.
Clayton to serve. It's a good serve by Clayton. It's punched back over. I don't think anyone was expecting it to go there. Was that out? No, it's
been called in. Fantastic swing there from the Adelaide Storm outside. Oh, the captain's been called over.
Not sure what the issue there is. She's just relaying the message back to her team though. Up by Clayton. Flipped up by Niedermeyer for Bourgeot. Down the line, and I'd be impressed if they keep this in. No. Once again, it's hit the corner of the sign, and Rebecca Reeves just had a cheeky kick of it.
Yeah, she was there, but like just couldn't stick her arm out. She was going to start hitting signs and, you know, the net, the people. Like, she didn't really want to jump into that lot. So
hit right on the corner of the sign too.
Exactly, yeah. So she was almost there though. So great hustle for her to get there.
It's a good serve by Tate. Knocked over. It's going to be a good chance for Canberra to attack. Through Bourgeot. Tipped over. They do well to recover. Anyone's at the moment. Up by Tate. Well held up by Tate. Bourgeot again. That's straight in the corner. It's a wonderful point by the Canberra Heat. They lead 6-4. They had to work really, really hard for that one.
Both teams doing so well. Such big rallies, but it seems the Canberra Heat are coming out on top in most of these long rallies at the moment.
Jenny Tate to serve. She's taking her time with it as well. Comes straight back over. Bourgeot, well blocked. Back by Clayton, crossed by Niedermeyer. Oh, it's just misjudged the direction and the flight of that ball. And Clayton comes on for Tate, the Libra. Adelaide's shift to serve for the Adelaide Storm.
Yet again, another really close start to the set. Both teams sort of gone point for point.
Back by Bourgeot.
Quick reactions there from the linesman to get out of the way.
Well, they've done well to recover from here. Bourgeot. Knocked up well. Back to Bourgeot. Almost in that touch, not quite. She did well. There's Rebecca Reeve. Kept up by Clayton. Kept alive, and Bourgeot found the space that she was looking for. You're absolutely right. Canberra Heat always coming on top on these long rallies.
And it's really interesting on a lot of these rallies. It seems like SA or Adelaide Storm have the upper hand sort of thing. It seems like they're going to win this point, but then Canberra gets to scramble up, manages to shut the point down.
Well, it's so important to fight for every ball. It's a great
exactly, yeah. And Canberra Heat does that very, very well. One thing they pride themselves on.
Rebecca Reeve, oh, looked like that one might have been actually going out as well, but Niedermeyer went for it and touched it. It's a solid point for the Storm. Here's the captain, Brett Carey, to serve.
She's been serving well all game, you know, so it'll be interesting to see how she keeps us going now. It's a great serve.
Power up for Clayton. Going back towards Bourgeot. Oh, that's really, really well done there. But, oh, they can't take advantage of it. I don't think anyone was expecting Amber actually to keep that one in.
Annalise Shue, nice power, but just miscontacting that one way too low, sending that right high up over the net and high out the back of the court.
Bourgeot, Danusha Bourgeot. Lots of power behind that one. They just weren't expecting it to go where it was, and it's
Lucy
a good point
doing very well to outjust and move that ball past one of the middles.
Heat lead 7-8 in the third set. They lead 2-0.
Close game so far. Great performance from both teams as well.
It's a great serve. It's a tied game.
Lucy to serve now.
Up by Clayton. Oh, a bit of confusion there. Durston keeps it alive. Clayton knocks it over. Forces the error from Tara Malland. Passage to serve as the Heat regain the lead in this third set. Then the passage. It's a good serve. It's blocked, but it goes out. Back level 9-9.
Still really, really tight at the start of this set, so both teams doing very, very well.
Rebecca Reeve for every point. Up by Clayton. Niedermeyer. Clayton into the net. And the Storm have the lead. Brittany Kendall looked like she was getting ready to come on, but sat back down for now as Rebecca Reeve goes to serve. That's another good serve. Bourgeot couldn't do anything about that.
Storm now for, I think, the first time getting that sort of buffer of more than a point. Doing very well at the moment.
Rebecca Reeve again.
Yeah.
Trying to keep that form. Up by Clayton. Some they do keep it in. It's Tate. Clayton. It's locked over. It's blocked well. Momentum taken off the ball. Durston can attack here. She does. The
great use there.
Block hits the antenna. It's going out anyway.
Durston just adding to her impressive stat chart at the moment. Playing that high off the hands into the antenna. Fantastic job done by her.
He's caught
a lot of noise coming.
It's a good serve by her. Oh, it just tipped over the head of
Fantastic
Tate.
tip. A nice little demonstration of a high volleyball IQ there. She's seen the huge gap in the middle and decided to take it. We see Kimberly Vogel coming on again. Courtney Durston coming off.
Georgia Anstey for the Adelaide Heat to take the serve. Storm lead, 12-10. They don't want to give away any cheap points here. Clayton. She gets it back across. That's a really good hit down the centre of the court.
Fantastic job. They're just on fire at the moment. Heat's really firing on all cylinders, but it seems in this set, so is SA. Like, everyone seems to be playing at the top level they can, so it's really going point to point. 1 or 2 point runs max both ways, but that's really about it.
Well, the Heat managed to bring it back to level playing. 12-12. We are very close third set, but we'll see what happens near the end because we've seen the Heat run away with it. We'll see if that happens again once we start getting to the deeper in the set. It's a good serve by Clayton. Oh, that's really well done there by Annalise Schoof. It wasn't an easy one. She found the space, she went for it, she got it. 13-12 to the Storm. Sarah Gould to serve.
That's just a fantastic play there. Like, literally barely a ball's width between Jenny Tate and Georgia Niedermeyer, but just before they could seal it up, she hit it through the middle of them. So fantastic job there.
Georgia gets it back. Well defended. Schoof again. Well defended by Bourgeau, who's going to have a crack herself. And that's really cleverly done by her. 13 all.
Again, that off-speed shot, she's been smacking them left, right, and centre. Making sure to put so much power behind them that when she does do that, that little off-speed shot, usually she can catch the defence on their heels, not ready to pick it up.
Elkie Jarvis comes on for the Adelaide Storm in place of Ambeck Shear as Jenny Tate looks to serve for the Canberra Heat. 13 all the score. It's a good serve, straight to show who gets it back. Oh, it tips it over. Oh, it's really well done there to keep it alive. She'll have another go back there. He's touched and goes out. That'll be Adelaide's point. 14-13 in favour of the Storm at the moment. Tate comes off. Clayton. Libera comes on. And the serve will be taken by Annalise Schoof. Heat lead 14. Storm lead 14-13, but down 2 sets to nothing. Up by Clayton. It was an awkward one, but managed to find one of their players. Tipped over. Is there a net touch there?
Yeah, net touch called on Georgia Niedermeyer. Storm for the first time. Here we go. Breaking ahead yet again now. Finding some rhythm now.
By Clayton. Basic. Bourgeau. It's well defended. Rebecca Reeve can only find Clayton. Well, it's tipped over again by Bourgeau.
This one's
this
picked
time
up,
they
though.
knew. Schoof kept up by Clayton. This is a great rally. Bourgeau again. Back by Schoof. Knocked up again. Schoof hits it over. Up to Clayton. Niedermeyer. Bourgeau. And yet another long rally goes the way of the Canberra Heat.
Here we see Courtney Durston coming on, Kimberly Vogel coming off.
Georgia Niedermeyer to take the serve. 15-14 in favour of the Storm at the moment. It's a good serve as well. Oh, looked like that one was going to touch the net, but Adelaide recognised it. Here's Bourgeau. Down the line, kept up by Gould. Rebecca Reeve blocked. And we're back to an even game. 15 all. And they just knew where Rebecca Reeve was going to go this time. She's been so dangerous, but really well read that time. Niedermeyer to serve.
Fantastic play here from both teams. Really brilliant to see. Good use of the wing attackers now.
Another good serve by Niedermeyer. Back by Reed.
That's a great set.
But
great set and an even better swing there.
Hit too hard for them.
Making sure to find that gap again between the hands. Playing off the inside hand, making sure that ball's not coming back. Fantastic job done there by them.
It's Beth Carey, the captain, who's been serving really well all game. 16-15 the score in favour of the Storm. Trying to extend that lead to 2 points again. Up by Bourgeau. Niedermeyer. Durston. That's really well done. by Courtney Durston, and it's 16 all. Bourgeot to serve.
Such a close set so far. Both teams really firing on all cylinders. Durston on absolute fire, as is Monsieur Bourgeot. She's getting set quite a lot in this last set.
Across. Rebecca Reeve just had to get it over. That was the most important thing. Tipped back for Durston. Nearly finds a space, but it's really well defended. Reeve again. Oh, it's really, really well defended by Clayton. Puts it up for Durston. Tipped over. There's nothing they can do about it. Really, really clever play from the Canberra Heat, who take the lead, 17-16.
That's just another unfortunate one, because you saw Tyra Malin moving in behind. She read the ball perfectly. She was there ready to pick it up, but then the blockers just nick it, so it goes over her. She's then taken out, so she can't do much there.
Over an hour has been played now. It's a great serve by Bourgeot. And the Heat, once again, we start getting to the end of the set, and we see the Heat just pick up a few more points than Adelaide can. Bourgeot again. It's been such a close game, but Canberra could end up winning 3-0.
They could.
Bourgeot, that's a great serve. Reeve, Clayton, well defended. Played up for Bourgeot, and nothing that the Libra could do about it that time. Tyra Mayland has been really, really solid in defence for the Storm, but there's only so much you can do. There's only so many you can return.
Time out then by Adelaide Storm. Canberra Heat is up to 19-16 the third set.
Timeout called for the Adelaide Storm. They do trail. The Heat leading 19-16. 2 sets to nothing. They're 3 points ahead. 6 points ahead. 6 points, away from taking this in straight sets.
Oh, what a great start for the weekend that'd be for them. They're doing so well.
Before they return to the court, getting some last-second instructions. It kind of came off and went on pretty quickly. It's Adelaide that called the timeout, but it looks like Canberra are trying to make the most of it as well. Bourgeot to serve. See if this breaks up her rhythm or if she can get it over again. Sometimes the key can just to be to take your time. Looks like that's what she's doing here as well. Taking her time, picking her spot. Oh, it's a great serve. There's no way they're going to get that. And it's 20-16 to the Heat. They're just 5 points away now from taking this game.
Again, same thing, such a close game, especially all the way up to the end. And then again, 16 all, suddenly the Heat pulls ahead.
Bourgeot. Great serving in this game. And it's another good one. To the side. Nothing seems to be going the way of the Storm late in this third set. The Heat.
We see Kiara Olsen stepping up.
And this is where it gets really, really difficult for the opposing team, when your opponent is closer to the finish line than you are to them.
Georgia Clayton will step off. Kiara Olsen on court now, ready to go.
Bourgeot taking her time, picking her spot. It's been the key. Oh, it's another good serve, but just too much on it. It didn't dip when she wanted it to.
She has that very unique serve. She puts a bit of side spin on it, so instead of it dropping down, it sort of bends as she serves. So it's really, really quite useful. Really hard to read and very difficult to pass.
And actually needs something good here, because they cannot afford to go point for point with the Heat at this stage. The Heat putting themselves in really, really good positions in all 3 sets. Up by Bourgeot. They're going to play for Basic, who just knocks it into the net. It's just, I think that the setup wasn't quite right. Clayton's going to come on for Durston. Sorry, for Olsen. And back she to serve again. Dragged it back to within 3 points. But that's going to go out, surely.
Fantastic serve there. It's landed just on that line, yeah. Perfect serve, timeout called, and they are right back in it. Only 2 points behind now. Understandable timeout there called by Sue.
Canberra Heat is up on the third set, 21-19.
Heat are so close, they just need to stay focused.
Great play here by both teams so far as we get ready for them to take the court for what could be the last time this game.
I see Storm ready to take the court already. They're itching to go.
They're fired up, ready to play.
Taking all the allocated time. Clayton sisters on. Bourgeot, Niedermeyer, Basic, and Durston have been really, really solid so far. And they'll want this game to end quickly. They don't want to go to a fourth set. Avicii serve. Up by Bourgeot, back across. And that rhythm has been broken. That's really, really well done there by Clayton to find the space. 19-22 in favour of the Heat. The Heat just 3 points away from the Storm, also 3 points away from winning this 3-0.
And Layla Basic will come off, bringing Tessa Barber on, and Tessa Barber will serve.
I haven't seen much of Tessa Barber today, but she's extremely talented. Sometimes fresh legs, fresh arms is what you need. Ooh, just a bit too much on it.
Fantastic serve, good power, a lot of drop on it, but it just floats wide from that one there.
This is so close. Rebecca Reeve, she's been so solid for Adelaide. She needs something decent here. She doesn't want to overhit it. It's perfect.
Perfect, exactly what she wants it.
Bourgeot to Tate, it was touched. It was definitely touched.
If you've got Jenny Tate, why not use a fantastic play there from the Canberra Heat. Great setting, good rally so far. 2 points needed for them to seal the game.
Last thing Storm will want to see is Courtney Durston in the end of the serve as well. Oh, it's just too much on it.
I think that's one of the first times she's actually missed the first serve. Usually she's very strong for a couple of serves.
It's 21-23.
21-23, so far the tightest set we've had.
Anstey. Get it over the net, it's the most important thing. Clayton. That's out, there's too much on that. And it's match point for the Canberra Heat.
Match point brought up.
And it is going to be Georgia Clayton.
Looking for a strong serve now to end the game.
This could be the one. It's a good serve.
Perfect pass though.
It's blocked. And Storm is still in it.
Oh, here we go. This is where it gets intense. Canberra Heat only need one side out.
Brittany Kendall to serve. She's been fantastic all game as well. It's decent. It's up by Clayton. Niedermeyer. Bourgeot!
Picked up perfectly though. She's hit the second one. Picked up again.
Adelaide fighting for everything. Over by Reeve. Clayton. Niedermeyer. Durston. Tipped over. Kept alive. Bourgeot off the net. Up. And Canberra get it done.
There's a nice up there by Britt Kendall. Perfect pass, but unfortunately the ball.
It's a complete clean sweep by Canberra. The men win 3-0. The women win 3-0. We'll be back here tomorrow from 11 a.m. for the same fixture again. Canberra Heat against the Adelaide Storm at 11 o'clock. We'll be taking you to the men's game, then at 1 the women's, and you'd expect it to be a lot closer, the women's as well, because this one was really, really close, really, really intense the whole way through, and 3-0, I mean, that's what the history books will say, but it doesn't actually reflect the nature of the game. It really could have gone either way in either set, but in the end...
Exactly, great performance from both teams. I'm sure, obviously, Canberra are going to be a bit happier, but SA can't be disappointed with that performance. But, of course, tomorrow they're going to look to bring back a stronger, hopefully more aggressive team.
We'll see you at 11 o'clock tomorrow.